Nation, we're going to be covering Warwick and Newbury. Got a small window of opportunity for half an hour between 11 and 11:30. We've got 3 phone calls lined up. We've got Melissa Jones lined up. We've got Mark Winstanley and also Mark Mitchell as well. Good morning, Kiri.
Good morning to you as well. Now, we have got the Twitter up and running, open and ready for action. So it's at Bet Racing Nation, and we want to know your tweets, your predictions for the day. But remember, there is a chance to win some money as well, so the jumper double. We're looking for the winners from Newbury at 150 and 335. Make sure you use the hashtag jumper double and send it over to Bet Racing Nation Twitter. And then we want you to pick 4 winners. Remember, no odds on from the 6 races on Channel 4 Racing. Now, we have got a busy show because remember, Pete said there's only half an hour, but thank you for your tweets so far. Jamie Brownlow, Simon G, Aaron, you've all got in. I will be reading those out, but I'm going to hand back to Pete for just a sec.
Absolutely. And just if you're wondering why it's just me and Kiri, we've got more non-runners here today than a Southern claimer. But anyway, we have got 3 phone calls lined up. We're all going to be trying to give you the best bets of the day. We've got 3 phone calls lined up with hot tipsters. And the first one of that is Melissa Jones, who will be talking through her Saturday scissors. She's got 4. Maybe she'll give us another one as well. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Peter. Kiri, hello. Hello.
Good morning. Right, OK, let's start off with your selections. A 7-year-old, 10 stone 8. Why have you gone for Ballyberfort in the Newbury 150, Melissa?
OK, Nigel Twiston-Davis's horse, ridden by Ryan Hatch, who had such a spectacular day here last year on Splash of Ginge. He'll want to repeat that. And this horse has got some decent form. Yes, he's a maiden over hurdles, but he's only got a lightweight here. The last twice he's been beaten behind 2 smart novices, Out Sam and De Silvano. Those 2 are very good horses, beaten 7 lengths and 1 1/4 lengths respectively. And I napped Out Sam on his hurdling debut, and I was very impressed. And that race, of course, featured future Lanzarote winner, hurdle winner Tifa 2, and Thomas Brown, who won the novice race at Cheltenham a month or 2 ago. And I think that's decent form. Ballyberfort, could improve for handicapping here. He's going over 3 miles, and you'd like to think he could run well off 125.
And the good thing there, Melissa, obviously, is that it's a former point-to-point winner, and the race, I think it was Kempton, Delsano and Buckhorn Timothy have both won since as well, so the form's quite strong.
Yeah, it's a very competitive race, and John Joe O'Neill's horse heads the market, of course, because JP McManus owned individual, and John Joe's been in great form. There's no surprise that Milan Bound is the favourite here, but of the others, there's plenty with chances, and none more so than Ballyberfort. He is unexposed as a novice, and that form does stand out to me as someone who really does like Out Sam. And each way at 11 to 1, I don't think you can do worse than Ballyberfort. OK, right. We've got a difference of opinion. You'll find out my selection a bit later on. But the Cato Star Novices Chase, who are you going for here? The Newbury 225.
Newbury 225. Sorry, yes.
No problem. I think you mean that ConeyGree won that race.
That's right, yeah.
That's the one, at Kempton on Boxing Day, and he was mightily impressive there. And all the other horses sort of fell by the wayside. There wasn't many finishers. He's a relentless galloper, ConeyGree, and he will be my selection in the Betfair Denman Chase at Newbury, which is the 225. Personally, I think he should be favourite here. He's done nothing wrong. He has fewer questions to answer than a lot of these. Last year's winner, Harry Topper, needs to bounce back. Union East, is he up to giving £4 away? Double Ross has been out of sorts, although the trainer seems to think he's back to his best, but still will have a bit to find. Hublon des Obo, we all know about him. He's very consistent, but we know where we stand with him, and he's a gutsy little horse, and I wouldn't mind if he did win, but there's always something that's is open to an improver with him, and that leaves Takan Desoy and my selection, ConeyGree, and I think these 2 will be fighting out the finish. I think John Joe O'Neill's patient approach with Takan Desoy, he's been a horse under the weather, not been right, and he's taken the time to run him, and I think this will be we'll see the real Takan Desoy today, and he's the danger to ConeyGree. But like Denman, ConeyGree gallops all day, stays very well, and the rivals at Kempton just couldn't go his pace. He's won round here in November, and I'm quite excited about watching this race. I'm looking forward to an exciting performance from ConeyGree with Takan Desoy to chase him home. Absolutely,
a fascinating Denman Chase, and obviously I was making point to the win at Kempton. Now, quickly, we're going to go through 2 others. Barters Hill, winner of 2 bumper races, and Mayfair Music in the OLBG Mares Hurdle a bit later at 2:40 at Warwick.
And I believe Barters Hill is one you like, Peter, as well?
I do. Because interestingly, I don't know if this is correct, but David Bass, who rides there, is at Warwick earlier on in the day.
Yes.
There you go.
Well, he's a very good jockey, David Bass, and the Pauling Yards use him a lot. You know, when I've interviewed Ben, he's been very complimentary about David. You know, he obviously known him from his times with Nicky Henderson. And it is interesting. I know they think a lot of this horse, Barters Hill. I interviewed him about this horse a couple of months ago, I think after his second win in a bumper. And he was telling me that the horse struggled to go up the gallop twice, you know, when they first had him. And really, when they first run him, they didn't know what to expect. He took them by surprise. He's been very impressive in his 2 starts. They went to Warwick, you know, knowing the horse had improved a great deal. And if he's come on for that again, you know, I think he will take some beating here. Barters Hill, you know, does face some really exciting horses, no doubt. But this race has been the plan since, and the stable is in great form. They can't stop firing in the winners. So lot to like about Barters Hill, I think, Peter. So hopefully we'll both be right there.
Now, the Warwick 2:40, I mean, Mayfair Music is up against Glenn's Melody. Not too impressed with the last performance of Mayfair Music. What do you put that down to? I know you like picking big winners for Nicky Henderson, and you might have picked one here, 10 to 1. But why have you gone for Mayfair Music?
Do you recall when I was in the studio when I was cheering home Mayfair Music?
I do. Yeah, we got it on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, last year that was, some time ago. But yeah, I've always liked this horse, Mayfair Music, and I am taking a bit of a chance here, I do admit, because Glenn's Melody is a strong favourite. She won the race last year, and we all know how Mullins can, you know, plot his horses for these races, and she will take a lot of beating. But put her aside, and the race is quite open. You know, if she does have any flaws, you've got Mickey, who's receiving £5 down the bottom, been chasing. But Glenn's Melody is only £2 clear from Mickey on the ratings, and then we bring in the selection, who's third best. So there's not that much between them, really. Yes, we are taking a chance on the ground. She didn't fire on it last time, but that was in November, and Henderson's horses weren't, you know, at their best, I don't think, at that time. So she's worth another chance. Yeah,
I think it was quite heavy there. So before you go, let's wrap up the 4 selections for Dave, please, Melissa. No
problem. But yeah, Mayfair Music is worth chancing, I think, in the Warwick 240, around the 10 to 1 marks. And we've got Newbury 440, Barters Hill for Ben Pauling to hopefully bring up the treble for that horse. And Newbury 225, ConeyGree, that's the Betfair Denman Chase. And then the handicap hurdle, Newbury 150, Ballybeaufort. We are working back a little bit there in time.
That's all right.
But
and before you go, just one selection in the big race today?
In the Betfair hurdle?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chieftain's Choice I quite like for John Quinn. He's had a horse that recession-proof win off the same mark. He knows what it takes to win this kind of race. 20 to 1, Chieftain's Choice. So look for the bookmakers paying the 5 places.
All right, lovely. Melissa, thank you very much indeed. And hopefully we've got a full Yankee there. Someone's going to get the full Yankee up one day.
Hopefully we will. Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much
Bye-bye.
indeed. Thank you. Right, so that's Melissa's selections. Let's quickly go to Kiri, see what your selections are at home.
Indeed. Well, let's actually just go through the conditions at Newbury. We've just got a quick conditions check. This went up 17 minutes ago. They start off with overcast and cold. Yes, well, we expected that. Around about 3 degrees down there in Newbury. Now, the ground is soft, good to soft in places. The covers have been down for about the last 10 days. So if that's going to affect the way you're putting your money down today, that's the information for you. Now, just to give you an idea of the winnings that you could get from us here at Bet Racing Nation today, £30 for the jumper double. You need to pick your winners, and the winners need to come from 150 at Newbury and 335. And for the nifty 50, don't forget to use those hashtags. Well, you need to pick 4 winners from any 6 of the Channel 4 races that are happening today. And I will be quick because we've got so much to pack into this half an hour. But Berry, thank you so much for your tweet. Audrey, thank you so much for your tweet. These are all coming in. Brian has picked some of his jumper double. Milan bound, thank you. We've got a lot of people coming in for Milan bound. Gary as well picking Milan bound. So there you go. Milan bound seems to be a popular choice. And Darren Jones as well. So thank you so much for your jumper double prediction there, Darren. We'll be getting more of these tweets as our half an hour moves swiftly on. Yeah, and we're probably halfway there already. Right, OK, we are going to take a look at the Betfair Denman Chase very soon with Mark Winstanley. But first of all, let's take a look at the Warwick 205, and we'll get a price guide up for that race. These prices were taken a little bit quite early yesterday, actually, and they may be fluctuating, but these were the best prices around. This is the Titan Bet
Kingmaker Novices Chase, Felbrato Valtat, who is the even money favourite. Not entirely straightforward and needs to be produced late. We've got Sam Twiston-Davis back in the saddle there. Noel Feely has won twice on it. Top Gamble is obviously the biggest danger. Unbeaten in 3 starts, all on soft since switching to fences this term, including all the way wins in novice handicaps at this track, and Newbury, the last twice, and recorded RPRs of 153. Definitely the danger for Brato Faltat. Sam Twiston-Davis was sort of targeted on social media for a bad ride, or some claimed it was a bad ride. And since that time, it's quite interesting to see whether Sam Twiston-Davis can get back in the winnings enclosure. You have King's Landen as well. It blundered and unseated on Chase debut. That could run in, but I think it's fair to say that if Felbrato Voltat can be left to the last possible minute, I think that will be a very good bet today, and hopefully Sam Twiston-Davis can get the win, and all those people on social media can congratulate him for that. Right, we are going to be taking a look at the Denman Chase. We've got Mark Winstanley on the other line. Hopefully we've got Mark on the other line, who no doubt who gave the winners last week Brick Red at Sandown, was very hot on Big Red, and also gave some tips on tongue tie and things like that. Before we get to Mark, any more people coming in on the tweets?
Yeah, loads of tweets coming in. Also 46 minutes ago, if you haven't seen this, Sign of Victory is another non-runner at Newbury today, and Warwick have tweeted a very cheery tweet saying that they are on. So that's fantastic news that the racing is still going ahead. Now, Andy Hill, I've got some of the notes of tweets that have been coming in. Glenn's Melody, Mr. Mole and Connie Grace are your picks. Toon Cookie joining us full on Twitter, and he has got Light Entertainment. Do you know what? Light Entertainment proving quite popular out there as well. Let's just run through this. If you want to join in for the jumper double, you need to pick winners from the 150 and the 335, and for the nifty 50, that's £50. You need to pick 4 winners from the 6 Channel 4 races that are happening today. I will keep reading your tweets out. We've not got long left.
Absolutely right. We've got Mark Winstanley, who last week was on the panel and gave Brick Red, and that was a good winner to start us all off from last week. He's no doubt hopefully got the winner of the Betfair Denman Chase. Good morning, Mark.
You're looking well. I see that suit's looking smart. Is that your new suit for when you apply for the new Rangers job?
Yeah, it is, mate. I'm feeling a bit grey today. As I said, I've got more non-runners here today than Southall's claiming races, to be honest with you. No one turned up, so it's me and Kiri doing a grand job. But in terms of the race today, right, where are we going to go with the Denman Chase, Mark? Well,
purely on form, Oublon des Oboes, the form choice. He was second in a Hennessy over a little bit further in November, trying to give Many Cloud £6. That always come out and won at Cheltenham the other day. Union Artiste was a million miles behind. How they can price up 3-1 Oublon des Oboes 7-2 Union Artiste, I might be missing a trick here.
Right, we haven't listened on. She's hot on ConeyGree. You don't agree?
I don't understand why trainers like Mark Bradstock. He gets a good horse. I mean, Mark Bradstock's married to Lord Oakes' daughter, who used to work on the racing desk of the Today paper about 25 stretch ago. But why not run the horse in a novice chase? Why does Paul Nicholls, Woody Mullins, Nicky Henderson not run their novices in these type of races? There must be a reason, Pete.
No, absolutely. What is the reason then?
No idea. I just don't think that novice races are for novices. As you know, there's all this talk about Undersow, who was very impressive last week at Leopardstown, going for the Queen Mother Champion Chase, and Woody Mullins said, they're novice races for novices. We'll win the Queen Mother next year. I don't know if you remember when Sprinter Sacra was, I think, about 4s on for the Arkle a few years ago. There was a big furore about, he actually won this Game Spirit Chase, if you remember. First come a prominence, slaughtered them all. Do you remember?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got a long enough memory for that.
There was talk of him running in the Queen Mother because he probably would have won that. But Nicky Henderson said, no, we'll win that next year, which he did. I can't understand why you throw these inexperienced horses in against proper, hardened animals when you could run in a novice race. It absolutely beggars belief. All
right, so we're crossing that one out. What about Union East, who's actually worse off for a beating early on in the season?
Exactly. There's a lot of real estate between him and Oublon des Oboes. And then Oublon des Oboes has gone on to Ascot, trying to give £17 to possibly the most improved chaser in the country, the young master. And he also was third in that race, the Rev, came out and won at Sandown last week. Now, Oublon des Oboes, I was talking to the Oz compilers in Corals yesterday, was saying he's not a flashy horse, he never does it in that, but he's a form horse, isn't he? He has improved this year. His 2 runs this year are good enough to win this race.
OK, well, we've got one as well that was supposed to feature at Cheltenham a couple of weeks ago. A bit like you at the bar, was refused last time. Double Ross.
Yeah, I don't think he's good enough for me. He's a handicapper, isn't he? I don't think he's up to this class. I think he'll probably bowl along in front, but he's just not good enough to win this, is he?
And Harry top of the ground, just simply not heavy enough.
No, again, he's a funny animal. He's had loads of problems throughout his career. You know, on very, very heavy ground, he's a good horse, and he ain't going to get that today, is he? And his jumping often goes to pot when they go a little bit quicker on the better ground than that, and his jumping gets found out. I couldn't have him with counterfeit. ConeyGree
and Barters Hill, what do you make of that run last time? I mean, obviously he came back second in the Charlie Hall, but then pulled up in the Betfair Chase. Do you think today the horse might come back to its best? John Joe is in terrific form at the moment.
Well, it's interesting that at the 5-day stage, he also entered Hollywood, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he's ended up with this creature. I think this creature wants better ground. You know, cracking form at the Cheltenham Festival last year, where he's touched off Smad Place. But a line through Smad Place gives Houblon des Obeaux quite a fair bit of hand him on the Hennessy run. Although I do take on board that Smad Place probably needed to run around a much better race next time behind Many Clouds. But look, you can just go around the houses all day long. At the end of the day, you've got to pick one, put your head on the block, and I'm convinced that Houblon des Obeaux is the best horse the best form horse in the race. Tacking the Soy could improve. It must improve from the 2 runs it's had. And everyone's jumping on the bandwagon that, John Joe's are back in form. It don't mean to say that all of them are going to come back and run well. And I actually think this horse wants better ground. I think they'll be happy to have a good run with it today and then line it up for Cheltenham, where it probably turn up in the Ryanair now Dinas as a non-buzzer.
Okay. Well, I agree with you. I fancy Houblon des Obeaux, and that's one of my picks.
That slightly worries me, Pete, that.
Well, yeah, it would. To be honest with you, when I've been doing this for 18 months, it worries a lot of people when I do that. Is there anything else around the UK or in Ireland today, Mark,
is there any point in me giving you an horse? Because I'll give you a 5-to-1 at Maydown the other day. Never bother backing it.
Yeah, but there's more people watching it tonight, this morning, Mark, so they're all on it.
That's all right then, mate.
Yeah, so...
In the 450 at Lingfield, my Australian mole's been on the phone.
Right.
I've had a tip for an horse called Melbourne Shuffle.
Right.
Yep, in the 450 at Lingers.
Right. Who's jockey, who's training? Because I haven't even looked at Lingfield, but...
It's John Gosden in Rab Havlin, who's just returned from a little break skiing.
Right.
I've also spoke to lots of people today, and everyone's got the same message for Side the Gruzy. The yard run have it beat. Defeat is not an option for it.
Okay.
Very, very keen. And I know Melissa was keen in one of Ben Paulins in the last, but I never thought I'd hear the words David Batter's a good jockey mentioned anywhere, but there we are. The top one of Nicky Henderson, Altior is very strongly fancied from the Henderson camp.
OK, Mark, thank you very much indeed. It's entertaining as normal. Just one more thing about that Lingfield in case people missed it at home, the Lingfield one.
Do you want me to do the Aussie accent or not?
No, didn't work.
No, it did it? No.
No.
450, Lingfield, Melbourne Shuffle.
Lovely. Mark, thank you very much indeed.
Give my best to Kerry.
Oh, will do. All the best. Right, OK, well, there's Mark Winstanley giving not only his selection for the Denman Chase, but also a Lingfield runner as well. We are going to take a very, very short break. We've got still more to pack in. About 10 minutes to go. We'll see you after this break.